I want to be your prime minister. But whatever Canadians vote for come the 21st of October, I want Canadians to win.
With less than a week to go until the federal election, party leaders are spread out across the country today. Jagmeet Singh here in Toronto, starting the day in Jack Layton's old riding of Toronto-Danforth. Justin Trudeau on the East Coast, splitting the day between New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. Andrew Scheer is in Quebec for the day, and Elizabeth May is back on the trail, campaigning in BC today. Now, it's actually been dubbed the Seinfeld election, much ado about nothing. While many say the federal campaign has been light on policy, it has certainly turned into the most divisive in recent memory, from Justin Trudeau wearing a bulletproof vest to outright racism on the campaign trail. The question now is, what does it mean for politics in this country going forward?
Let's choose forward!
It was an unprecedented moment in Canada. A leader in a bulletproof vest surrounded by an armed tactical team after a security threat. It may not be that visible, but Trudeau is wearing one. Both Andrew Scheer and Jagmeet Singh were quick to condemn the threat, but it's just one example of how this election feels different than others. Maxime Bernier, the leader of the People's Party, launched a Twitter attack against 16-year-old environmentalist Greta Thunberg, calling her mentally unstable. He's also been openly accused of racism. NDP leader Jagmeet Singh has dealt with racism on the campaign trail. He was even told to take his turban off so he would look Canadian. This Facebook ad by the Manning Centre was deemed too violent and pulled in Quebec. It says thank you for the second mandate. And then there are all the election signs that have been vandalized with racist comments. Sure, we've seen ugly ads and destroyed signs before, but all the while, unverified nasty rumors have been circulating on social media, feeding misinformation on a bigger scale than ever before. How would you sum up this election?
I would say it's the worst one I've seen in 30 years. I think it has been negative, and I don't think it's been terribly good for Canadian politics or for the Canadian public.
To me, this election has divided the country further rather than uniting the country on a common cause or goal.
I think that's true, and I think there's some reasons why. Twitter has become the sewer of Canadian politics. Just all sorts of lies and distortions spread on it.
Fake rumors, unsubstantiated.
Yesterday I saw both a former Conservative Member of Parliament and a former Liberal Member of Parliament retweeting a clearly fake site. So this sort of thing goes on regularly now. We've got to go back to having some responsibility. I think political parties have to take some responsibility. I think they need to turn down their rhetoric. When you use language like corruption all the time, when you use a language like criminal all the time, it starts to create situations that are toxic.
Do you think we're following in the U.S. footsteps of division and rhetoric and toxicity?
I think we are. I don't think we have to, but I think we have been. And I think we have an opportunity to turn down the volume and get back focused on public policy.
Now, negative campaigns tend to turn voters off, which means fewer of them go to the polls. However, in the advanced polls that we just saw, we saw a 30% increase over the last election. So we're going to have to wait until after Election Day to see what the true impact of this campaign will really be.